Hey, in this video, I'm going to talk about a recent trip we just took to Siesta Key Village. Now, this isn't going to be like most Siesta Key videos where they talk about the beach and parking. I could do that for an hour, but it's super boring. I'm going to talk about what to do after you hit the beach. So we stayed at the Tropical Breeze Resort, which is right next to Siesta Key Village. We had an awesome room. It was super, super clean and I absolutely loved it. This resort has a couple pools, hot tub, barbecue areas. It also has bikes that are free to take, a barbecue area. One thing to know about this resort is it is kind of sprawled out. And so if you're interested in some of those amenities, I would make sure you ask the reception desk before you make your booking on where your room location would be. So that's all great stuff, but our goal this afternoon was to do a progressive walking boozy lunch. Now it just happens to be our birthday tradition. The one rule with this progressive lunch is that you go to one location, have one meal and one drink. The way I wanted to start my birthday boozy lunch was at a dive bar with a craft beer. So I did a quick Google search and ran across a tap room called the Island House Tap Room and Grill. We walked up there, it was only a couple minutes away from the Tropical Breeze Resort, and it just wasn't my vibe. Had some really cool art and a super cool bartender, and I literally told him, hey, I'm looking more for a dive bar vibe, I might stop back later. And he pointed me to 314 Pie Craft Beer. That sounded amazing. So another 5-minute walk and we ended up in there. We beat the rush. This place had the exact vibe I was looking for. Cool bartender, helped me pick out a really great IPA called Juice Lord. I enjoyed that, and that was really course number one. And my wife's a wine drinker, so she found a Chardonnay. So for course number two, I wanted to get calamari, and I had researched the cottage. This was more of a finer dining kind of experience, and I thought having this as our second course, our actual first appetizer, would be a really fun way to experience the cottage. So we walked over there, we walked right in, and we're turned around and told, hey, this place is closed. There was nothing that said it was, but anyway, they were closed for renovations. The cool thing about that experience was the owner was actually there, and we literally said, where's the second best place to get calamari in Siesta Key Village? And she pointed us to Siesta Key Oyster Bar. Now, Siesta Key Oyster Bar was on my list for oysters, and it was really kind of the centerpiece of my crawl. And I wanted to do that for course number three. And like Mike Tyson famously stole my quote, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. We had to change our plans. We got punched in the face by the cottage renovation. So we walked over to the Siesta Key Oyster Bar. The locals call it SKOB. So we made our way to the bar at Siesta Key Oyster Bar, ordered a beer, ordered a wine, and then we fired up the calamari we were looking for. And I have to say it was a bit of a blessing in disguise that we didn't get into the cottage, because the calamari here at SKOB was simply spectacular. I do kind of fashion myself as an aficionado of calamari. If I'm in the mood for an app, that's what I always go for. I just absolutely love it. And what made this calamari unique was batter had a little bit of spice to it, which I'm really not used to. And also the dipping sauces were super, super good. Really had a great experience with that calamari. I'd highly recommend it. So the reason Siesta Key Oyster Bar was even on the list is because I wanted to get oysters there. They had a happy hour starting at 3 o'clock, dozen oysters for 12 bucks. You really cannot beat that. I ordered a dozen oysters. My wife ordered clam chowder. The clam chowder was excellent. It was super chunky, really nice, very good spices to it. Just a great clam chowder. My oysters, on the other hand, I did have a problem with. They just weren't shucked well. Every single one of them was a bit of a project for me to get out of the shell. And I think it's because I ordered right at the start of happy hour. They had some pre-shucked. Now, they did taste fine, but they just didn't finish the shucking process. I really should have sent them back. I didn't. I just worked on them and did enjoy them, but I would say that that was a bit of a letdown and I should have been a little bit more picky. All right, so that ended up being courses 1 and 2. We broke our law on our progression. We also broke another law. As I said earlier, my wife is into wine. On this occasion, because we were waiting for happy hour to kick off, she did order a drink that she orders about once or twice a year called a Miami Vice. Brings back some good memories of being in the Florida Keys. She absolutely loved the drink, but we did have to stop at the Tropical Breeze Resort for a little power down and a recharge. Okay, she rallied. She's a stud. And now we're on to course number 4, our main entree. And we both love Italian food. We both love wine. And so I found a place called Cafe Gabbano. Cafe Gabbano was an incredibly romantic place, wall-to-wall wine. We had an amazing table in the back, and we ordered a truffle pasta and chicken parmesan. I would highly recommend the chicken parmesan. The truffle pasta for me was just a little heavy. I really just thought that the raviolis were a little thick. The flavor was amazing, but the texture, I would have liked it to be a little more delicate. If you were to go to Cafe Gabbano and make a reservation, I would try to get in the wine room, in the way back room, which we sat next to. That just looked like an absolutely incredible place. And we were there kind of early. I was wearing shorts. To be honest, I felt a little bit underdressed there. It was a very romantic, very nice vibe at that restaurant, and I'd love to go back there again. So as you can imagine, after a quick power nap and a couple of drinks, that was a little too much food for us. We did bring half of it home. The chicken parm made really exceptional lunch the next day. So after dinner, we went through some of the local boutiques, just kind of walked off that big meal, and that was really fun. There's a lot of the shops that you would expect to see, a lot of great tourist shops and just some unique souvenir type shops to walk through. It'll definitely grab your attention for a little while. So our last stop, our dessert stop, was wine. So we stopped at the Siesta Key Wine Bar. They had a really great menu, really fun, intimate place, small. One thing I found about Siesta Key Village, all the places are very small, and it really made for a very fun, intimate setting. And it was really perfect, this progressive walk that I wanted to do on my birthday. Now at the wine bar, our service was a little sketchy. We did get the job done and had a good time and had some laughs with some of the folks that were also in there. And I would definitely go back to the Siesta Key Wine Bar. All right, so that was my boozy progressive birthday lunch in Siesta Key Village. I think we picked a perfect spot to do this kind of activity. Everything was very close by. I don't think we walked more than 5 minutes at any time. And I thought the food scene was really cool. We went to sleep early. We had a pretty big day. And I know the evening scene is even better. But that was my lunch experience. I thought I would share that on my channel. If you're new here, this is a brand new channel. Please hit like and subscribe if you thought this content was good. If you have a location in Florida that you think this kind of progressive walk would work, put it in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm up for a little road trip and check it out. But it's a really fun way to spend some extra time with your favorite person in the world. And that's what I was able to do. So memories were made, and it was a great trip. So thanks all for watching. Appreciate it.